What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. This is another Freedom Friday where we do what we want because it's Freedom Friday. So today our topic of discussion is what's stopping you. We're going to talk about fear. We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk about getting in the real estate. You know, people keep telling me they want that passive income, but we got to get down to the root. What's stopping you? So today I brought on Andre C. Hatchett. This man is a real estate agent. Well, was real estate agent. Bought a home at 22, work with the special needs kids. He's got all these cool pictures on his profile. Andre Hatchett, please introduce yourself to the audience.
I will try, but you just did a pretty good job, and it sounded really cool. So, yeah, hey, everybody, how are you? Great seeing you for the first time. If it's our first time, hey, how are you? If this is not our first time, good to see you again. Yeah, I'm Andre C. Hatchett, hardcore believer in passive income, which I talk about in my book, Own or Be Owned, The Black Man's Guide to Wealth Creation in America, which you can get at andresbook.com. And books indirectly are a very good source of passive income as well. Do not sleep on books. So yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm a lover of African people, and I do my best to try to help us grow in the asset column. And I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. And if I could do it for you, please let me know.
All right, everybody. You already know Andre has several different courses, several different platforms. A thing I'm hearing, and the reason I did this show today is I got an email from somebody I really like, Lisa Phillips, in her email list, and she specializes in people buying houses under $30,000. And so many times there were several years where people were mocking her, saying she's buying in the ghetto, the hood, these low income areas. But guess what? What's popular right now? Regentrification, going in and buying those cheap properties that you can afford cash and fixing them, right? Fixing the hood is now popular. So she now is over the top popular, but we always joke she has those receipts, right? So the key today, she said, so many times people will call her or email her and say, man, I've been wanting to find out about real estate for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I've been trying for years to find out. And she goes, well, what's stopping you? Well, I was looking for free information to help me get there. And she goes, dude, if you just wanted an extra like $800 a month, you could have went and got a part-time job at Lowe's. And I laugh when I hear that because at the end of the day, she's right. If you've been searching on the internet for 10 years how to get started, honestly, you've wasted 10 years. But you can start again today. You know? So you can. I just always think
what if you wasted 10 months looking for free information, and you could have gotten the information in 2 months with spending $200, $300, or $500? You would have saved yourself 6 months, and you would have been on your way to making more money in that time frame.
Dre, it's just the truth. It's the quickest way to get started is to get started. And so many people say, well, Eric, I want to do it perfect. I want to have a great first rental property, a great first business. And you know what that is? That comes out of perfectionism. And I'm sorry, when you want it to be perfect, it never gets started. To this day, I have people who 3 years ago, I was trying to convince, hey, let's all do this YouTube thing. Let's get cameras. Let's do this, that. Years later, they're like, man, you're really doing that YouTube thing. I'm thinking about getting started next month. Dude, that was 3 years ago. I mean, it's a lifetime ago. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars ago in sales. And so no time like the present. And I think I've told you guys on this channel before how I have a friend, they've been planning a business for 5 years. And guess what? Now they just missed the window when FCC and the NCAA were approving certain things.
Wow.
And it's like this $1 million ideal that's no longer $1 million. So you guys, you gotta have some action. Gotta have some action behind it. But there's a few people who said hello to us today. It's Charlene McKinney. Afternoon, Erica. Afternoon, Dre. Miss Flower Bomb 23 says hello. And Charlene McKinney says hello again.
Hey.
So Dre, I looked up an article you sent me. And it was talking about the top 3 fears people are experiencing. And it was the fear of the unknown. It was the fear of failure and the fear of success. And those really boggled me because the unknown, I think I've heard before. You know, we'll have a group of people who are like, let's go join this kickboxing class. Let's go get on this diet or let's go on this trip. And it's that fear of like results, right? Will I get a great trip? But the fear of success, that one really blew my mind. Do you think you have any comments on that one, Dre?
I have a lot. I'm actually writing about that in my book, "The 10 Most Common Habits of Unproductive People," which you can pre-order at andresbook.com. So you have a nice, nice domain name for you guys, andresbook.com. So I see it a lot in terms of our people. So it goes right along the lines with self-imposed limitations. So oftentimes there's a fear of one leaving our childhood friends, which I'm a believer. If your childhood friends are your only friends in your circle and you're over, let's say 25, you're doing something wrong. You need to get some new people in there. So we feel guilty. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not leaving you behind. I'm not leaving you, so should we do this together? But they don't want it. And they might say they want it, but their actions aren't showing that they want it. So you're stuck because you don't want to leave them and you feel guilty about leaving them, but you want this, and they say they want this, but their actions aren't showing it. And some of us have this whole big socialist thing, right? We have this whole big socialist thing, and we feel um, if anyone watching this is African, Black, African American, however you want to categorize yourself, we feel that being rich is bad. Money is bad. Money's white people. White people with money are bad. Yada yada yada. So if you have lofty financial goals, you feel guilty about it because of your race, because people have told you, whether it be in organized religion, that no, that's for them. This isn't for you. You be humble, 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 and don't do that. Don't do this. So yeah, fair success is real. And you see the people who oftentimes practice self-sabotage, where they have a plan, they have things in place, and they don't do it because how can they do this if their limited belief system is here and this is here? If they do this, then they're going to leave their limited belief system, and they've adopted it as a personality trait. They've accepted it as a personality trait, and yeah, it's not gonna go over well. So I've seen it. I see it a lot, and it's really tough. It's really actually upsetting to watch people who suffer from that.
Yeah, the more people I talk to are mentors and coaches, they have clients who will start off strong and then just somehow quit. They'll quit the process. They go, my family and friends saw a video, they made fun of my YouTube video, or my friends and family thought about me starting this business. They told me I wasn't good at it. So a lot of times they quit. And so it's like because of a group of people. And so I will even know a friend who, he basically, everybody's a policeman or a military person, and he wanted to go to school to be a stockbroker. And if you could hear the ridicule, the people mocking him for wanting to do something different, it is very important for you to get new people.
The D word, and not the adult D word. Yeah,
different
D word. Ooh, different, different. Like it.
Well, even when I hear some young ladies talk about the dating, well, if I try this or try that or lose weight, what if I don't get the results I want? Well, dang, girl, you at least had an experience. You at least had a couple of dates. You had some fun. And so I think people do that in many categories.
Yeah. And what's the first one that you said, the first trade from the article? And the article's on a website called
Fear of the Unknown.
Fear of the Unknown. Okay.
Fear of failure and fear of success.
Okay, the fear of the unknown, and this article is on a website called Addicted to Success as well. Addicted to Success. So fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. So here's what I've seen a lot of people who, their words, not mine, right? Their words, not mine, are unhappy. If you ask them how life is going, it's going. And that's a consistent answer. It's going another day. Not, oh, great. When you talk every day and or the majority of the weekend, and there's enthusiasm there, or sometimes there's sadness, but there's an emotion. It changes. It's not a numb. Yes, Erica, it's not a numb. And there are people there who live numb, but the fear of the unknown is for them worse than the numbness. And I'm like, if you aren't happy doing this, if you aren't happy living here, if you aren't happy with your friends, if you aren't happy with your dating circle, you have to change it. But the change is scary. Well, your life sucks. You just said it sucks, and you're draining my energy with your sucky ass life because you're not even trying to change it. So,
sorry. I mean, so here's the crazy part about that. Like, statistics show people don't have a health turnaround until they get a health scare, right? Like 90% of people, like people who have a first mini heart attack or a fake heart attack, like their body was about to have one, they go and have perfect health, right? Live to be long lives, right? And studies show financially, it's when people hit a hardship, all of a sudden people turn their lives around. And so you hear a lot of stories from the last recession of people like, oh, my family's still struggling from the last recession. But then you meet a lot of people who are like, girl, we went and we got another house after that bankruptcy. We went and got better cars. We got better jobs. We really hustled because we knew it could go away. And so it's a different mindset. It's like people have to, the pain of staying the same versus the pain of change. Like it has to a little bit hurt, right? There's a blog called Afro Girl Fitness. I love it. One of the people who watches this channel, she's starting a blog with her and her daughter, and it's a lot of African American women on there who have lost 100 pounds, 80 pounds, 50 pounds, these huge numbers, right? And they usually tell you it's just everyday exercise and eating right. And what's funny is it was the pain of staying the same, the hurt knees, the injuries, the not being able to walk fast, all these other things that were making them go, you know what, it's time to change. And so I think that number is different for everybody. I'm going to look at a few of the comments real quick.
Yeah. And here's one of the things also, Erica, is there's a lot of people who will support you in your misery comfort. There's people who might earn from it. There's people who are in the same rut and don't even know it. So there's a support system for comfortable misery out there.
Well, water seeks its own level, right? So, you get around a bunch of people who are doing the same thing. You all are comfortable. And I think one of the things that happened when I came to Austin is I ended up getting around different groups of people. People were engineers, people were this, people were that. And it was the best thing ever because I got to see corporate America from another side, right? Because I was experiencing corporate America and going, it sucks, it's the worst. And some of these people were actually enjoying it. And it kind of showed me some people work best within the system and some people make work best creating their own system, right? It taught me that very quickly. So there's two people. Kenny says, my mom put that in me. Said people that have money work like dogs. So I thought it was a bad thing. Wow. Charlene said, I can start things that keeping motivated. That's the problem I have. So you're talking about two different things. Kenny is talking about mom putting that into him. Now, let's just be honest. Your parents, the dream of your parents is for you to have a safe, healthy life. Now, what does a safe, healthy life sound like? Very consistent, no bumps in the road, easy life. No big risk. No big reward, but like this.
Yeah. So the staying consistent. Who said the staying consistent part is or the staying motivated?
Charlene said is the staying consistent. She gets started, she's decided, but then staying consistent is the problem she has.
Okay. That is a lot of people's problem, and for that, I would hire an accountability coach. I would not get a friend to do it who's not paid for it. I would hire somebody, pay them to either sit there with you at your house or the library or co-working space, or they talk to you via video or phone. And it could literally, Erica, me paying Erica $100 an hour or whatever her fee is for her to watch me work via video, her not even having to talk, her just being there and making sure that I do it. That might be it. Or it might be somebody who gets in your ass and yells at you. But I would invest the money to have somebody who's going to hold me to that standard.
Oh, yes. I mean, when I sign up for group classes, kickboxing or CrossFit or anything, like I'm giving it 150% when I'm in that class. Why? Because there's a group of people. We're all there for the same goal, and people are watching you. And that's why when people talk about accountability, it's really actually true. Part of things I've been doing this year. Yeah, exactly. So this part of this year, the more money you put in something, the more you're wanting to get out of it. I had Kazu on here, and he's actually multimillionaire, owns a company. It's all over the USA, and he paid $10,000 for a course, and it wasn't what he expected, and it wasn't $10,000 quality. But if the people in the room around him, he made himself feel better because he's like, one, I'm not the only person who spent this type of money. Two, it was just another step in knowing more, right? It was just another step in getting better and knowing more. And a lot of people in the start of businesses and the start of preparing their credit, if they knew more, they'd do better. So
and sometimes people know too much and they get stuck
too little action.
Too little action. So they feel that them having a large amount of knowledge is them working when it's part of it. But I always say, like, it's better to have less knowledge and more action because then you'll build up the energy, and energy becomes contagious. So I'm a big believer in little friggin' baby steps. If you had 10 things on your list that you didn't do any of them last week, on Monday, right? It's Friday now, 7:14. My mom's birthday. Hey, mom. Monday, 7:17. Do one of those things. Don't say you're gonna do all 10 in one day. Say you're gonna do one thing this day, and watch how the momentum shifts.
I think two things people need. Number one is a calendar. This is an example right here. I've got a little calendar book here.
A handwritten
it's got
calendar.
A lot of dates. I can fill it up handwritten because things change. You got to be flexible. Then also a journal. Now, why a journal? Because you can see how much you changed over a month. If you write every day, this is what I'm excited about. This is what I'm going to get done in my business. It's not a to-do list. It's an actual, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? And what is the goal?
Yes.
Those are the top three. If I say I'm grateful for my health, my family, and the fact that I'm going to get to travel at the end of the month, great. And then I also write, what's the goal today? Today is two blog posts, 3 client calls, and I'm going to be excited on each and every call, right? So things like that. We have to kind of keep ourselves motivated.
Yeah. And Erica, so, I would love to hear from our people on the call, and hey, guys and gals who are just joining us. I'd love to hear from them. Where did they get their limited belief system from? Where did they get their fear of success from?
We got about 20 people on the call right now. Anybody who wants to fill in, and it's a 30-second delay. Where did you get your belief system from? Is it your mom? Did something happen at work? Is it your coworkers? Is it school? Did a teacher say something to you? It's a really important thing to put in there. So, but with that, I was going to say, I noticed a guy, Darius Cooks, very popular cook. He started with the Instagram and going to people's houses and doing these big cooking parties, Black entrepreneur guy in Atlanta. And now he's opening a restaurant. And he just straight up said, dude, it has been a struggle to deal with depression. And he actually put it out there on Instagram. And he's been taking medication. Yeah. And it goes, that's what people need to hear, that people still struggle even if they're successful. He's opening a restaurant. He's making money. He's selling cookbooks. It's still stressful.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want you to feel alone, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. But I definitely want you guys to share, because these comments don't go over to the public. These comments actually stay in this live feed. And then when it renders to the public, this stuff is not there. So Kenny Tucker said he got his limited success from his family and friends. Charlene says she got it from her parents and coworkers, but mostly her parents.
Most of the time it is our parents. Parents stunt their kids' growth more than anybody else, I feel like. It's parents and childhood friends. Because parents want us to be safe. Like their whole thing is non-risky and safe the majority of the time. And it's tough when you can't even tell your parents this new thing you're working on, because you know that they have a negative frame of mind. And your friends, they have a negative frame of mind, or they saw you get drunk too much, so they don't take you being a serious business mogul. So you have to cut off. You have to talk to
friends.
I'm not a bad believer. I'm not a big believer in cutting people off who aren't bad people, but I am a huge believer in talking to some people a whole lot less. Some people a whole lot less, and some people you gotta let go. Some people you literally have to let go, and so you have to talk to a whole lot less, and deal with the guilt that comes from that, because there is a bit of guilt that comes with that. I'm encouraging you to ignore it because you aren't happy, and be selfish with your happiness, because when you are happy, when you are fulfilled, no matter how whatever your thing is to get you there, you'll be able to inspire more people living like that way.
For sure. Yeah. I would say some of the times people say, why are you so happy, or why are you so joyful? And I'm like, even though stuff is going on, well, that's life. Stuff is going to be going on, but you should be striving towards something where you're adding positive people, positive situations. For me, I either go to, Texas Young Professional meetup groups. I try to do new things and add them to what's going on, right? Add them to my schedule and have consistency with that. And Kenny Tucker also said lack of entrepreneurial personal role models. And so I would say in that aspect, I am a little bit different from a lot of people I went to school with, because my first job was at my cousin's dollar store. Majority of my family are military and police, but they were always reinforcing, you know, back in the day, we used to have money and we had businesses. And then as I got older, they started opening up more businesses. And so I think role models do play a part in that, but you can also seek out role models. I remember kids coming over our house and they felt like our parents were their role models.
You can sneak out. You can sneak out role models and mentors, and sometimes you have to pay them for their time. Sometimes you will have to pay mentors for their time and coaches for their time. And for me, or with the intern, no matter how old you are, I still intern because access to people who are on a different level will just change around your whole life. Even if they're in a whole different kind of work. Just being around people who have a limitless frame of mind will do wonders for your character and for your soul.
Oh, for sure. Kenny Tucker shared something really awesome on here. I'm going to share it. Kenny Tucker put, I grew up on welfare and a drug addicted father. So my life being successful compared to that, I thought I arrived and I became a teacher. So, I mean, again, that comparing certain levels of what happened to you as you grew up, you have to kind of keep making the ceiling rise a little bit, right? And how do we do that? Around friends, around events, seminars, it's different opportunities and ways to grow. Trey, so there's two things I always hear the most, or three. I've been wanting to invest in real estate. My credit's bad. Okay. Two, I've been wanting to start a business, but I can't leave my job. I need my job. How can I figure this out? And I want you to just tap on both of those.
To invest in real estate, you could do it a few different ways. You can join an investment group or an equity-based crowd fund. For example, our friend Todd Capital has one. The Tulsa Real Estate Fund is another where you will own a fraction of assets that they buy as a group. That's one way you can get it done probably in the next few months. You can invest in tax liens for as low as a few $100 to as high as a few $1,000s. Erica teaches about tax liens. You could work on your credit, suffer for 6 months or 8 months or a year, whatever it takes. Either do it yourself. You could do it. You could do it yourself if you have the time, or you could pay someone to do it for you, and it could alleviate your mind from having to do that. And then 6 months, 8 months, or a year later, whatever it is, or sometimes 2 or 3 months, you'll be able to qualify for a mortgage, and you have to get an FHA loan, most likely. If it's your first house, you could put 3.5% down. So if the condo or townhome or house costs $300,000, that's about $10,000 for the down payment. And a lot of times there are grants that can assist you with that. We teach about that at the Black Real Estate School, at theBlackRealEstateSchool.com. And you notice I'm plugging things, not just to plug them, but to give people options, because I'm a solution-based person. So if I'm here telling everybody what to do, but not where to go to get the help, I'm not doing my duty. So I give people solutions, and some of them cost, and all of them take time, but they work. I know that you know how to get people's credit score up. You get the job done. So those are some things that I would do. I would invest in a group. I would work on my FICO score, do what it takes to get it there. All you need is a 580 to a 620 to get a mortgage. 620 to get a mortgage, 580 sometimes, 3.5% down. And if you want to get a multifamily home, and your monthly payments on the house are $2,000 a month, and you have 3 units, if you rent out 2 of the units for $1,500 a month each, right there, live in the other unit, you now are paying no money a month to live in your house, which is also going up in equity, which is also has a lot of tax write-offs. You are the bank. You are living mortgage-free because you went through whatever you have to go through to get there. But now for the rest of your life, the rest of your kid's life, you have the ability to almost ensure that you will never be homeless because you bought an asset where your tenants pay for you to live. So pay the price, whatever it is, time, money, just pay the damn price and start it today. Start the process.
So a couple things. All that was perfect. Love it. Kenny Tucker said he bought his house using Teacher Next Door, bought his house for half price. Okay. Then, I know, right? And I would challenge people who are interested in home ownership, or they're interested, go pull your credit score, go on credit check total, go look at it. Are you at 580? Are you at 620? Go to a mortgage lender and go see what you can qualify for. Bring those taxes, bring those IRS, those forms, and see what you can do. Star Noble also said, can someone help me get started with tax liens investments? I'm in North Carolina. Thanks in advance. Star Noble, you can either call me for a consult or you can pick up the course. It talks about North Carolina there. I don't list every single state like little niches. You know, I didn't think that was necessary for the course, but I see some people are missing each state. So definitely either you can grab the course or you can go ahead and give a consult. I'll put the links in below. But yeah, Dre, I've noticed, I think Dr. Boyce Washington has been calling it the next civil rights movement is having that access to wealth. And a lot of people don't realize when credit, when everybody started hitting that 650, when that used to be the, oh, you hit a 650, wow, you're up there, you got great credit. Now they've moved the goalposts. Oh, you got to have 800 to be your perfect credit score. So I always tell people, hey, get hip to the game, get access to capital, and do it. You know, have a game plan. Just to have a game plan at least.
Start the process. Yeah, start the process. Start big, start small, but just start. And be consistent. And investing money. Sorry, no, you go.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, Sister Manu said, "Peace, beloveds." Hello, I think she's out of Maryland. Kentucky said, "Consult is really worth it." Thank you. Bryant Garrett said, "I've heard you both talk about Jay Morrison, but have you heard of a real estate guy named Juan Pablo in GA?" Yes, Brian, I actually work with him. So my credit repair and some of my back house stuff goes through those guys. They're awesome guys to work with. If you have any questions, Kenny Tucker said Queen City. Charlene unfortunately said, "My mother was a landlord. We lived in the same house. Lots of issues." So sometimes if you know, sometimes your personalities won't work. I'm a true believer in moms and daughters and sons and sons and moms at a certain age. You shouldn't be in the same house. And I know people are like, Erica, you talk about saving money and investing. You got to have a time period. And if that time period is 6 months or a year, you need to have a time period on it. I do not feel parents can kind of get out of the mother role or father role, regardless if you're 40, 50 years old. They're still going to be, I'm the mama. I mean, I was laughing. I watched House of Cards the other day, and she's like, I'm the mom. But in the situation, she was sick. And the daughter had control of the house. So it's like, it's one of those things where you go, you're never going to change the dynamic there. Even now, I literally had to show my mom my bank statements before she changed her mindset on my business.
And here's the thing as well is every investment isn't for somebody. So what I do with my students and my clients is we do like an assessment. In our real estate portfolio class, we show you different ways to build a real estate portfolio. Some people don't want full-time tenants. So I tell them about the Airbnb and the HomeAway model where they have tenants there for a night to a month. They're in and they're out. Some people don't want tenants at all. All right, so then we go over tax liens. So you might be better geared towards tax liens. There are a lot of ways to skin the cat. And just because one way doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that it won't work for him or her. But everybody has a way. Everybody has something that they can do to help their asset column build. For some people, it's stocks.
So what I tell people is figure out where you are. The most important thing, and you'll hear this in every single course I have on my site, and even the new ones coming out later next week, and some of this weekend, you have to know where you are. You cannot make a game plan unless you know where you are. And how do you track where you are? Net worth, your credit score, and also what cash do you have on you? And cash can be your credit cards, whatever you have in your bank. If you don't know those things, you can't make a plan. And the reason I say you can't make a plan, you can't say, yeah, I'm gonna make this new business, and this business is only gonna pay you $2,000 a month on the side. Well, you can't depend on that business 100% if your expenses are $4,000 a month, right? Yeah. And so it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you have to decide. You really have to see where you are and start from there. So there's some more comments, but you have to see where that's the number one place, right? So if you go over to Dre and you get an assessment and he can let you know, girl, you're in a great position. You got 620. You can go buy more rental properties. Great. Let's say you go, Erica, I don't know if I want to be a landlord. I just want to do paper investments. Well, great. I can help you on the tax lien side because we can go get 18% out of Florida right now and not even have to participate in the auction, right? So it's thinking outside the box, right? There's a million ways to do this, but the key here is getting started. And in most of my courses, I say, if you don't do that, but do $25 a week, start there. And I will have people complain. They go, Dre, $25 is not enough. But what is $0 versus $25?
So what that is, Erica, that's the okay. I've been messing up with my life. I'm not where I should be, so I'm gonna try to push everything forward and get everything done instantly instead of gradually. Those people who have those frame of minds generally aren't going to advance in life because their frame of mind is rush, 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 now, 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 rather than the gradual way that most millionaires become millionaires over time. Once in a while, it can happen like in 2, 3, 4 years for some people, but for most, it takes time, a decade, 15 years, or whatever it is. So $25, if you would have saved $25 from every paycheck you ever had, how much money would you have now? So delayed gratification. Start small, man. I say start with $2 if you have $2, $10. I was talking to a lady the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And she was saying that, oh, I have a hard time saving money because it never seems like enough, so I don't save it. But $2 is $2 not $2. Is $10 not $10? Does that not equal $12? Little stuff, Erica, here and there, quarter there. Where's my money bucket thing? I have a money bucket thing around here
You ever
somewhere.
seen a
Where
2-liter bottle? Yeah, it's a 2-liter.
Yep.
If you got a 2-liter bottle, you guys, and it's filled with dimes, 2-liter bottle, that is $5,000. They have literally, like Coinstar and all these people have been doing this and assessing this because they're making a ton of money off you guys. But you can go to your actual bank and go put it in your actual bank, because a lot of banks now have credit unions have a coin counting machine. Don't give 12 cent of every dollar away to Coinstar. Okay. So
it's a frame of mind, Erica. It's a frame of mind. And once we're honest about our frame of minds, then we can change it. Some people have a loser frame of mind. Some people have a defeated frame of mind. Some people have a lackluster frame of mind. Some people have an uplifting frame of mind. But knowing your frame of mind and being honest about it, even if it hurts, which might at times it might literally hurt, like, damn, like this is who I am. Accept it, embrace it, then we can change it. But don't skip over your bullshit. Don't skip over the things you need to work on. Acknowledge it, and then we can grow and change things.
Okay, so I'm going to read some of the comments. Kenny Tucker said, even if kids paying all the bills, parents think they are in charge. It's called your parents, man. It's called your parents. It's the South, and it's your parents. Okay, Charlene McKinney, no issues with tenants, not our mom-daughter relationship. Okay, but great points. Charlene says, I do need to get my FICO score up. LOL, that's me. Dude, Kenny Tucker said, yes, so true. Here, the key here is knowing where you are. Because sometimes I'll get on the phone, people, they're like, Erica, all I got is this 640. I'm like, girl, we can go get you a property tomorrow. What are you talking about? They're like, oh, really? And it's because we're hearing these false narratives of you got to have an 800. No, to buy a house, to buy a rental property, all you need is 580 or 620. Keep it simple, people. And so that's a way to start. What else was there on there with? Oh gosh. Oh, awesome.
And if a person needs their credit score raised, how come? What are you going to do this weekend to raise your FICO score? I want a firm answer. If you know you need it raised, what are you going to do this weekend to raise your score?
Perfect answer. Dre said, what are we going to do this weekend to raise your score? Dude, I keep my account with Credit Check Total. I keep having it open because I go and I scan and look for things that are inaccurate and get them out of there. I think it's very important. And part of when we were talking earlier about fear of failure, fear of success, fear of all that's unknown, what do you feel guilty about? If you became successful next year, if you bought some rentals next year, if you started a business year, what would you feel guilty about? I think some people feel like they owe somebody something, and that's stopping them. That's one of those things, Dre. I think people think, if I start making it, then people are going to look my way. People are going to get on me.
I'll become a target. People will think that I'm full of myself. People will think that I'm this. Some people might, but there are other people who will look at you as a source of inspiration, as someone who's overcame something in their life, and they're going to do the same thing. I was at Jay Morrison's his Buy Back the Block tour. They were in the Bronx, and I was there just showing love and support for my friends and friends, because his team members are my friends too. And I had literally probably 7 people who came up to me who might have seen the work I did with Dr. Boyce Watkins, the work I've done with you, the work I've done on my own. And they said, yo, like really positive stuff. So if I had never done public work, I wouldn't be able to touch those people. And I had people who told me, don't do this. Don't call your company Buy Black and White. Like, don't be so black in public. And hey, man, like you stutter in front of you. You got to list all these things. If I would have accepted those things, I would have been able to inspire people who I don't even know. So we have to crush our own bullshit, and we have to crush other people's bullshit that they pour into us. And it gets lonely. There's a period of darkness when you're going through this stuff where you haven't met those new friends yet, and you're alone. It's okay.
True.
Okay.
True.
It's okay.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, when you start pushing, there is going to be resistance, whether you're pushing to get better credit, whether you're pushing. And sometimes we hear one no and we're like, okay, we're over. I mean, I have clients all the time say, Erica, they told me no. And I'm like, dude, I went to 20 banks and got 20 no's one year. You have to get a push. Like you got to have people tell you why there is a no. What is specifically on there?
Yeah. Huh? I would embrace the no. If you're single and you're looking for anything, a date, a spouse, a healthy, honest adult relationship, if you're getting no's, it means you're trying. Not everyone's going to like you. It's okay. You're going to get there. We're going to get there.
For sure. So Kenny Tucker said, I already have a home. All I need is $620 for a rental. Well, of course you're going to need your down payment and closing costs for your rental. Trey, did you have any on that?
How long ago did you buy your house, and did you use an FHA mortgage?
So on Tuesday, I have your friend from New York, Kareem, is going to be on our channel talking about
going to be here. Okay.
And information, and for people who want to buy rentals, for people who are looking to be approved. That's going to be a great show on Tuesday. It's going to be a nighttime show, so prepare yourself. Be like a 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. He said he's owned his home for 10 years.
Okay, so you can get another I'm pretty sure that you can get another FHA mortgage because you got it that long ago. If you have an FHA mortgage already, if you didn't, so FHA mortgage you can't use it for every property you get, but if you can qualify for an FHA loan, then all you need is 3.5%. And here's what you could do is you could sell your home that you live in or rent out the home you live in and make the new home your new primary residence. So you could turn the home.
He said he just refied in May.
Refied in May. Okay, cool. So I would tune in. I would tune in on Tuesday and chat with Brother Kareem because he's the mortgage guy.
Yeah.
And he can tell you what you need, what you got to do to get there.
So Charlene said, to be honest, what would I need to do this weekend to get my score up?
You would hire Erica. Erica,
is the key.
What do your fees start at?
Fees right now are $225. We went up from our sale price, but I'll put it to you this way. Anybody who is in today's video, we have 24 viewers right now. It goes up and down. I know the numbers. If you email me or message me or put in the comments your email address, I will email you and we will give a $25 discount. So it'll be $200 for that.
$200 even. Okay.
Even.
So if I was you, not because Erica is my friend, because Erica does great work and her results are there, I would hire Erica and help me get started along with the process. That's what I would do. I have assistants, not because I can't do everything, but because it will mentally be off of my brain if I give that task to them, which will free me up for socializing, for other ventures, or
being
just
creative,
a better quality of like being creative. I'm a huge believer in paying experts to do their thing. I had an accountant who I thought was good, but he was a really good guy, but apparently he wasn't that great. So now I have a new accountant. He costs more, and we're fixing all this crap. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know this, but I have to pay more money to get it done because that's weighing me down. That's weighing my mind down. So I have to buckle up and shell out some bread to get it done correctly. I'm a huge believer paying people to do what they're good at.
Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, Kenny. I see you guys' emails on there. I will be emailing you.
$200. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely important to know where you are and what you can go. What's the next step? Because a lot of people I run into, 3-6 months of consistency and focus, they could be at the next level. And I feel bad when people say, oh, I just don't know what I need to do. Then they call me, they got 640 credit scores, they've got some savings. I'm like, you're in a better position than most. Do not let the news and media and Instagram tell you you're in a bad position. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 100,000 house, especially any of them who are in Raleigh, North Carolina, man, I got a cousin just bought a $55,000 townhouse.
Yeah.
How much did you put down for 3 FHA?
And that whole Instagram, Facebook, people are putting their best foot forward usually. So you started seeing this stuff. No. And even if you have a 480 credit score, I'm so embarrassed about my credit score. Erica's not going to tell anybody your credit score. Erica sees credit scores in the 300s. Like, it doesn't go through it with Erica. She ain't telling nobody. Oh, I'm embarrassed. In parts of people who don't know you personally, they're not going. They don't care. They're there to do a job. They see it all, and you can go from 480 to 600. I've heard from people go from 480 to 600 in a matter of weeks or months. Yes, sometimes weeks or months, like literally, guys.
You got to see what's on there. Sometimes people have. I've literally had clients where some dead woman and her had the same name. Dead woman has all these accounts, and when she died, they're throwing them up there on the credit to see if it's stuck. And I was like, that's not even you. Look at the birth dates. Look at the information. Not even you. You're too young to have a 52-year-old credit, credit card, to be when you sign the information. But anyway, a lot of times people, it's more than you know. There's a reason they're getting sued. There's a reason TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax have just been paid out millions of dollars to people for incorrect stuff. It happens every day.
Do the due diligence. And if you guys looking to make some extra cash, I've been a mobile notary public for years, which is another one of my businesses, and I started a school where I teach people how to do that. It's called the notarybusinessschool.com, the notarybusinessschool.com. We show people how to start up their own business, because some of you guys are on this call, and gals too. Your freedom number is an extra $200 a week or $500 a week or $1,000 a month. There are ways to get that. There are people like me who will teach you what we've learned and help you implement this into your lives. But you got to take the plunge. If that's your number, I can help you get it going like now. Like go there, go sign up, the notarybusinessschool.com, and you can use the promo code OWN30 to save 30%. OWN30 to save 30%. You know what? OWN31. I'll make a new promo code for you guys. OWN31. And that way, I know that you guys came from Erica, so I can give Erica some money too.
Dude, and the best part is it's Freedom Friday. However we want to help you guys, we can decide that because we have that flexibility, and I want other people to have that flexibility. There's so many people I meet that if you had just an extra 20 grand sitting on the side, your attitude would change. Your way you treat your kids would change. I'm not even joking. Some people are like, turn all the lights off in your house. Turn off all the phones. You can only get these flip phones, these $9 flip phones from Boost Mobile. Get out of my face. I mean, and it's like, these are your beautiful children that you hug and kiss and love, and you're like hollering at them. And so I laugh about it, but I'm like, a little bit of money would change a lot of people's attitude.
Be honest about what pressure you need to change. Be honest about what you need to change. For some people, like they haven't had a good date in years. For some people, their freedom thing is the date, is a healthy rapport with a member of the opposite or even the same sex if that's their thing. But you aren't
validation, acknowledgement.
You aren't taking the plunge because you're comfortable. Because it's not that bad, but it is that bad because you're giving out negative energy to the world, and that sucks. So let's tackle this. Let's tackle your things. We all got them. Let's work on
them. One of the people in here, CN, says, true about FICO. The news is misleading. I have a 700 credit score, but thought it wasn't good enough. Dude, 700? We can get you business lines.
You want.
Yeah, he can go get business lines of credit. He can go get probably 100K. See, the thing is, what people don't realize is 9 times out of 10, people who have been working jobs for years, have great credit scores. The bank would love to give you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Love to. Yep. That's why you meet teachers and nurses and people who've been working long years, have big investment portfolios or buying different properties because they've gone to their bank and their bank's like, this person is consistent. It's the people who are entrepreneurs and sometimes, we don't work consistent jobs or whatever that get the hard time People that are watching these shows and they're, oh, I don't know, but you've been working for years at the same job. Banks love that. Banks absolutely love that. So Star Noble said, thank you both for the wisdom.
Anytime, Star. Thanks for watching.
Star Noble said he's ready to take the course on tax lien and mortgage. How much your course costs? It's in there. I've already put in the links. It's $97. Go ahead and hit it up. But yeah, I'm going to email everybody after this closes out for the credit repair. The key here is once you know, you can do anything, right? If I told you, hey, Dre, man, in 4 months, we can have this credit looking shiny. Well, what's your game plan in December and January? Now you're already thinking how you're going to use your tax refund. You have a game plan you can put together. But when you're just kind of out there floating, yeah, you're excited. You have a purpose. You have a mission. I believe everyone on this channel, if you're watching me, and I know we got like 25, 26 people are going up and down the numbers, write a mission statement, you know, and a 10-year goal. Like a 10-year goal for me, like if I say, hey, when I'm almost 40-something, I'm going to have this many kids. I'm going to be married. I'm going to travel this much with my kids, and I'm going to do this much with my family. I'm going to own a bigger farm in North Carolina just because I like the ideal of it, and a beach house. You know what I mean? Like, and if you say 10 years, it's not all next week. It's not all in 6 months. It's not in 2 years. You can work your way back to that mission.
Mm-hmm. Yes, guys, it takes time, but you're getting older anyway.
You're going to hit 40 anyway.
You're going to get older.
You're going to hit 35 anyway.
Yeah, I have students who go from 19 to, I think, 70 plus. Do it. Start. The sooner you tackle your issues and start the things that you know you need to change, or to find out the things that you need to figure out what to change, how to change them, the better quality of life. I'm big on quality of life. How do I feel internally? Personal fulfillment. I got to take steps to get there. Continuous steps.
So what you're saying is even a part of that will. I call it the will. So if you're making $1 million, but your wife left, your kids don't even know you, you're 400 pounds, you can barely move, you're some app creator, you're not winning, dude. It has to have a balance to it.
Yeah.
Right? You know, what's all this money in the world if you're all by yourself? There's that guy, I forgot his name, but he's like 300 pounds. He helped create something at Apple, and he's like depressed. And it's not the creator. It's not Wozniak. It's an actual younger guy. He created something. He sold to Apple. But like he was saying how he was going to big parties at his house and he felt so alone. You have to work on the balance of that thing. So Ebony Hayes said, start small to create the habit/discipline. It's so true, you guys. Ebony Hayes has actually got a great blog, you know, with her daughter. They're walking, they're losing weight, they're posting menus. It's important. Sister Ma said, okay. CN said, what's your link to the notary class, Dre? I can type it over here, but we can put it in there.
Yeah, if you type it in it's the notarybusinessschool.com. It's the notarybusinessschool.com, and the promo code is OWN31, OWN, OWN 31.
The notarybusiness
school.com. Yeah. And if anybody else has any wants watch this later and is unsure, everything that I do is on my website, andrechhatchett.com. andrechhatchett.com. So that's my full rundown of what I have to offer.
I'm putting that in the comments as well.
Thank you, Erica.
So you guys, you know, it's a Freedom Friday. I've been out here at the pool. I'm melting. But listen, I read this article and it was saying, if you work inside with air conditioning, your body starts getting sleepy. You ever go to work, people, you used to work a 9 to 5, you have that 2:30 feeling. It says when you go step outside for just even 15 minutes, your body jump starts its metabolism. So I used to think, oh man, when I get sleepy, I'd go for a walk around in my neighborhood. And you guys seen videos where I'm talking and walking, but that walking actually is jet setting your body. So if you see me out here outside, you guys are gonna be like, what is going on? Ebony Hayes says, have the credits. Okay, sorry. Ebony Hayes says,
do that because.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
You could do these things because you put in the price. You did what it took. You went through what you were going through, what you had to go through to get there. Anybody who's watching this who was going to be stuck in the thinking stage and is not going to move to the action stage, they can hang by the pool on a casual Friday like you do. Have ice, and I saw your homegirl in her bikini walk by. Like, You can't do those things. You can't do those things unless you take the steps. You have to take the steps this weekend to take the steps. What are you going to do? Type it in the box. I want to hear it.
All right, everybody. You hear that? Dre says, what are we going to do? That's what we're going to close out this one with. What are you guys doing this weekend? What's some of your goals you have? What are some of your missions, right? What are something you're going to do in 6 months or a year? Put it in the comments. We totally want to hear them. It's inspiring to us to see what people are thinking about, what's on their mind right now. And it's important to hear. Ebony Hayes says I think she's saying she has the credit, saving for her 20% down payment.
Cool.
Ebony, definitely check out Tuesday's class. There's tons of programs that you can get in at different levels and different percents. Charlene said, thank you both for taking the time out of your busy schedules to encourage us. Sister said, true, I take a walk with my little one every day, just beautiful and recharging. Kenny Tucker said, hire a homegirl to walk by in a bikini. That's our friend Susan is is just living the life. She's taking a good day off here too,
good stuff.
But yeah, it's a 30-second delay, so it might take a second for people to put in what they're going to do this weekend. But yeah, I see two of you guys are talking that you're both in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina's been booming for 10 years. You guys are in a great location in a great area to try to make investments, even if you have to go out to Concord, if you have to go an hour outside of the city, or Gastonia, or Rocky, what's that place in South Carolina? I think it's called Rock Hill, South Carolina. There are people driving an hour from South Carolina into Charlotte to work. So there's opportunity. People will drive an hour. So you gotta think about it like that. CN said, thank you, CN. Kenny Tucker said, Shelby. Yes, Charlene said, I want to get my credit right before the year's over. I got you. I see the emails. Thank you, guys. But yeah, so, in general, what are you guys doing this weekend? What's your year going to look like? What's your kind of mission? You just gotta think about it.
Got to think about it and be honest and take a step this weekend. Take a step this weekend, whatever your thing is. Take it this weekend. Today's Friday. You have Saturday and Sunday. Get some food, order some stuff, and lock yourselves in somewhere, an office, a library, a Starbucks, your house, and don't leave until you have something cracked.
Dre Star Noble said, Notary Public already. I just want to know how to get fingerprinter certified. He can probably call you for a consult, or is it on your course? You can go click a button.
It's there's a lot. See, here's why I built the school. It wasn't just to make money. It's because there's a lot that goes into it. So I tend to not give quick, important answers.
Well, no. Is there a way for you can click on there? Is there a space you can click on?
Yeah. If he enrolls in any one of the courses, we go over that. So if he enrolls in any of the courses at the NotaryBusinessSchool.com, we'll walk him through that, and we'll get him right.
My Raisin said, I want to make a real estate purchase in 3 months. Totally doable. 90 days is a long time.
Yes. Congratulations.
Trey, tell him lots can happen in 90 days. Whole life changes. I think I was on Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel in December.
Bingo. You see that? And it popped. The Boyce Watkins effect. So what you can do is, and now that my FICO score went up 143 points in 90 days.
Ballin'. Dre's gonna have a Lamborghini when y'all see him next on the show.
I won't have a Lamborghini, but I might have a big Jaguar in a couple of years. Yes, but I locked myself in. I said this has to go up. I know better, and now I'm going to do better, and it's rising every month.
Yeah, I mean, we can't change our lives completely overnight, but we can change the direction of our lives.
Yes.
So, okay, I got Charlene said, I got to work this weekend. I guess she's putting in the work on taking notes. Star Noble said we are in Roanoke Rapids outside of Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount is boom. Okay, listen, I'll just give you a tip. This is a free tip. Rocky Mountain, when that train system is coming through, I think it's CXX, they are probably going to bring about 5,000 jobs to Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount is pretty rural right now. But if you want to invest in Rocky Mount, I know people are like, Erica, some of those Rocky Mount properties are $35,000. They don't look that great. I'm only going to get $500 in rent. But you're not seeing the future of CXS coming in there. And those people are probably going to build new apartments and raise the criteria for where people can rent. So those local hometown folks are going to still rent at that cheaper place you bought because it's what they can afford now. So just a little tip there. If Star Noble in your thought process of investing, because I used to go to school in East Carolina, I drove through Rocky Mountain and be like, what is this? Gotta get out of here. But anyway, G ranks, Erica, I want to learn inspections. That's a lot of money in appraisals and inspection. Tell them
There
for
are,
lots of dollars.
lots of dollars. And I was actually, I was trying to work with someone to build a course about that. I'm actually going to hit them up and maybe we can get that done next month. Yeah, appraisals, inspection, all of these things are needed businesses. See, Erica, I'm not a big person who says you have to follow your passion, because some people's passion is money.
Nope.
They don't care how they get it. All they got to do is get to the money, and that's the win for them. Those things are needed things that I know people who've been doing home inspections and appraisals for years and have not been out of work. So yes, I would thoroughly encourage you to go hardcore with that.
I know a husband-wife team. Wife is a real estate agent. He's an inspector. Now they can't do each other's stuff, but they do lots of referrals to other people's stuff. It's amazing. They stay working.
Great business. Great business.
Let's see. Okay. I see you guys put a bunch of comments in. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to wrap this up. Me and Dre are going to be here all day because it's about almost an hour. But Star Noble says researching dividends, investing in waste management, or Virgin stocks now. Hey, definitely check out Todd Capital. Check out Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Tulsa Real Estate Fund, I think, is going to get 10 to 12% dividends. I'm in Todd Capital right now. Charlene said I will be off Monday and work on a plan. Good, Charlene.
Yes.
CN. I'm interested in my investment group Sunday and I'm meeting with my investment group Sunday and looking up liens. All right, CN.
Yes.
Jump on the course.
Congratulations.
Get a consult.
Congratulations.
Star Noble said I'll be investing in your course this weekend. Thank you, Star Noble. I appreciate that.
Yes. Go for it.
G ranks. Do you have a course? I think he's working on his home inspector course. G ranks. I don't think it's done yet.
No, it's not done, but feel free in the meantime, because the mobile notary business, it can go hand in hand with the inspector business. So I would thoroughly encourage you to sign up in the notary school. And once that course is launched, I'll give you an extra promo code on that if you enroll in our notary program. Okay.
I hope you heard that, G ranks. Ebony Hayes said, do I have to live in the house if it's FHA loan? Listen, there's a window of like a year. Technically, you're supposed to live in it. Stuff happens all the time. Sometimes people take 6 months to repair a house, and in that 6 months, then I had to move tenants in because I had to find somewhere else to live. And the banks usually are, I'm not saying do that. I'm saying CYA, consult your attorney or accountant, but that has happened. I know people who have done that.
And Tuesday, Erica will have a loan officer here. So, he's the great guy to ask that.
Yes, Sister Mall. This weekend, going back to my first 90 days of the steps I don't do when starting a business. Okay. Yeah, you got to get that foundation right. I keep making that joke, but I know people who've been in business for 10 years. They call me and they don't have a business bank account. They just do things in their personal name. Wow. They don't have an EIN number, LLC. They've just been hustling. And there's a difference between hustling and having a business. And I think a lot of people in our community are hustlers naturally and may not be a business owner and may not have standard operating procedures. And here's one of the things I say. This is how you know if you have a business. There is a book that tells a person if you are injured, fall down, whatever, just even if it's just one sheet of paper, Dre is falling on the ground. What do you do today? I check the phones. I check the voicemails. I check the account, see what money came in. I see if there's any consulting calls or something Dre needs to get measured. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to walk into your business today, and there's top 10 things I do today if you get the stomach virus all of a sudden. That's how you know if you have a business versus just a hustle.
And if you need help getting that, get somebody to help you put it together. There's no excuse not to have it done because you can hire someone who can help you put these things together. It's okay to not be there. It's not okay to stay there.
These are the last three and we're closing it out. But Bryant Garrett said, Erica, if I pull off 3 of my reports in February 2017, can I use those or do I need new ones? You need new ones. Your report changes every 30 days. Different people are reporting, putting things on or off your credit. Just grab all 3. Credit check total, my FICO are great. I mean, you can go direct to Equifax or Experian. It's important. You got to see what's on there. Star Noble said, Elizabeth City graduate, salute, looking into home inspection certification. 2. Thank you all for the confirmation. Listen, you guys, I'm probably going to have to do a small meetup in Raleigh, North Carolina, maybe later this summer. I don't know. I have to see what I can do, what I can wiggle. But I think because we have a lot of Raleigh people, I'll probably do something in Raleigh and something in Charlotte. So it's a big state. People think we're not that big, but it is a big state. You can drive from the beach to the mountains, but it's going to take you all day. All day and almost all night. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay, last 2, you guys. I see you. Whenever I say that, you put more in there. B. Craig said, happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday, Craig. And My Raisin said, the loan officer who will be here on the show, is he able to do loans in NYC and New Jersey area? He can do loans all 50 states.
Yes.
Or he knows people well.
Yep.
So.
Yep. He's affiliated in 50 states, and he is directly licensed for New York and I believe New Jersey. So I believe he could do Jersey and New York directly without having to farm it out to anybody. But yes, his office is in Nassau County.
Yes, G Ranks use credit check total. Kenny Tucker said thank you. Bryant said ATL by way of Durham, NCCU graduate. That is the historically black college that's around the corner from Duke. G Rank said which one is better? A credit check total is better. Credit Karma is usually off by 20 to 50 points. Just being honest. So, all right, everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Thank you for coming out on a Freedom Friday while I'm at the pool. My friends are walking behind me. Dre, please let them know where they can contact you.
They can contact
Thank you for coming on today.
Anytime. Thank you for having me, Erica. Always a pleasure. Freedom Friday warriors, get out here, get busy, and kick a lot of ass while doing it, and take some names. AndreCHatchett.com. AndreCHatchett.com. That's my website. If you want to enroll at the NotaryBusinessSchool.com, go to TheNotaryBusinessSchool.com. TheNotaryBusinessSchool.com. We show you how to make between $50 and $250 per appointment. I show receipts. I give proof. We bring in past students. We know how to help you get your money up. Use the promo code OWN31, OWN31. And love to see you there, and have a great day. Love you guys.
Hey, you guys, you've been absolutely awesome. I still see you guys putting up more emails. I will put you up there. Thank you, Sharon Childs. Tyrone Craft said the Bronx, New Bern, and Raleigh. Wow, that's all over. But Andre knows some of those spaces. Charlene said, looking forward to seeing you in Charlotte. Sister Miles said, thank you all. Please excuse my spelling, LLPs. My Raisin said, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Links are always below. I've also put links in the comments. You guys have an awesome day.
All right. Peace.